Please find your seats. We will be starting promptly at 8:45. Please welcome to the stage Eric Wicks, Colorado College organist. Please find your seats. We will begin momentarily. Welcome to the start of the 149th academic year at Colorado College. Our tradition is to gather as a community before courses commence. Today's gathering is special as we celebrate the inauguration of Colorado College's 14th president, L. Song Richardson. In the audience today, we have community leaders, elected officials, representatives of higher education institutions and associations, performing artists, generous sponsors of our inauguration events. I invite all of you to please stand as we welcome you to this joyous occasion. We are opening this event with a processional that includes President Richardson's cabinet. And representatives of Colorado College's esteemed faculty. On behalf of Colorado College, the Board of Trustees, and President Richardson, thank you all for joining us for this wonderful event. Colorado College has been guided by a group of voluntary trustees for almost 150 years. We're excited to welcome our current Board of Trustees back to campus to celebrate the installation of our 14th president, along with our platform party. Today, L. Song Richardson joins an elite group of academic leaders who have served this college and its mission. We are excited to honor Colorado College's past presidents, along with the chair of the Board of Trustees. Internationally known scholar, well-regarded jurist, advocate for educational equity, civil, environmental, and human rights, please welcome to the stage the 14th president of Colorado College, L. Song Richardson. Please take your seats and welcome to the stage Chidera Ipamaram, class of 22.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. Love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all. It's easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place, find your strength in love.
Please welcome Debbie Howell, Colorado College Elder in Residence, for the land acknowledgement.
Amatakiapi, Noa Diraut. Colorado College occupies the traditional territories of the Nuchu, known today as the Southern Ute Tribe, the Ute Mountain Ute Tribe, and the Northern Ute peoples, who lost their beloved homelands due to colonization, forced relocation, and land theft. Other tribes have also lived here, including the Apache, Arapaho, the Cheyenne, and Comanche, and notably continue to do so, along with many other indigenous peoples. To actively seek social justice, we acknowledge that the land continues to hold the values and traditions of the original inhabitants and caretakers of this land. We pay honor and respect to their ancestors, elders, and youth, past, present, and future. Mitakoye Oyasin.
Please stand and welcome Kate Holbrook, Colorado College chaplain, who will deliver the invocation.
And this morning has come, affirming and acclaiming belonging as Colorado's sun shines so bright within and all around us, grounds us, energizes us as we gather holding all that is possible in the highest good. And we hear the strong song of leadership, empowering, expanding, and harmonizing communal melodies beyond our imagination and limitations. As we open to who and how we are to be together with compassion and justice, intentionality and courage, light-hearted playfulness, and dedicated work. As together we cultivate hope in our living and learning, as we explore and wrestle with the life of the mind and each other, ever growing, ever in awe. And so we call on all that is life-giving, all that we hold as sacred, our practices, sacred texts and stories, the divine, and our ancestors, to be with us here now in this place, to bless and celebrate with us in this inauguration, on this, the first day of the new academic year. May it be so. Amen.
Please be seated and welcome Jeff Keller, Colorado College class of 91 and parent of 23 graduate and chair of the Board of Trustees.
To each of you gathered here today, thanks for your interest and dedication to Colorado College. First, I would like to welcome President Richardson's family and friends, all faculty and staff, our former CC presidents, the many distinguished delegates representing colleges and universities, and especially those representing the greater Colorado Springs community. I know that Song would especially like me to thank all those who are speaking or performing today and those behind the scenes who work so hard to make today possible. Colorado College is on the nexus of being 150 years old, just 2 years away, the third oldest institution in Colorado Springs. This would not have been possible without the historic ongoing support of our city and campus communities. We have been blessed with incredible faculty, staff, students, and alumni. Concurrently, Colorado Springs and the beauty of this community has been a blessing. And by beauty, I'm referring to both the landscape and to the people. The trustees are extremely grateful to all of you for being here to celebrate a remarkable milestone for the college. I am fortunate to serve as the chair for our Board of Trustees, many of whom have joined us today, and I would like to ask them and all of our past presidents to stand. It's a pretty good-looking group, I gotta say. This college has stood strong and proud for nearly 150 years with only 14 presidents. All were committed and formidable. All have faced challenges and crises, and all have stewarded the future and evolution of this incredible place called Colorado College. They served well, and today we add to their ranks by officially inaugurating the 14th leader of CC. I just wanted to make sure she was still here. Song Richardson is an internationally known legal scholar, attorney, and faculty member. During the search for our 14th president, Song impressed me and all of us so much with how she talked about the college's values and our anti-racism commitment, our desire to ensure the liberal arts relevancy into the 21st century. She identified CC as a place where we engage in courageous conversations and treat all our people with respect and compassion. She is strong, she is committed, and she understands fully that higher education needs forthright leadership and vision for these times. That's why she believes in us and we in her. The trustees welcome you to this inauguration of our 14th president, Song Richardson.
Please welcome Pikes Peak Poet Laureate Ashley Cornelius for the inaugural poem.
Hello, everyone. It is such an honor to be with you all today and to share this poem that I created for this inauguration. But before I begin, I just want to say, so importantly, that this is our first woman of color to be president. And that is a legacy that is life-changing, that is monumental, where someone who looks like me, that looks like our community, is leading the charge for this incredible institution. And so this work is in honor of President Richardson. We are worth fighting for. We are the muses of generations of advocates to hold up shields in our honor, waging wars for accessibility, battling beyond perceived limits of what they think we are capable of. Protest in our honor so one day we may never have to fight for our rights again. They will be intrinsically and powerfully protected. We are that important. Trojan horse systemic oppression to create equity laced in healing. Our lives matter so deeply that there are movements dedicated to our existence, shining a light on our joy and pleasure as the ultimate form of revolution, where rest is a prescription and an act of resistance. We are given our flowers now, while our breaths are unrestricted, and necks are bent only to get a better look at the future we will inherit. Our identities are holy, queerness, divine, melanin, sacred, gender, affirmed, ability, honored. We are worthy to be seen, validated of holistic lives and intersectional radiance. We are generations of learners, students ready to receive at every age, stage, and experience, with our ability to learn as wide as our desire to grow. We are tree rings filling out an ancestral dream of possibilities. Our potential is limitless, our strategy secured. President Richardson is the leader who will fight alongside us, a warrior courageous to stand against historical norms and battle until a new horizon crests, where uncomfortable was not an obstacle, but a necessary tool to impact change. Her voice is an affirmation for those questioning their power, rallying and infusing kindness in a world that can feel unrelenting. She knows we are unlike any other institution, leading the nation in sustainability, anti-racism, opportunity, and access. She is proudly and boldly announcing our successes, asking who is missing from the table while adorning their place in preparation. She stands strong beside us, making sure loneliness in the pursuit of justice is not a fatal symptom, that this work has to happen in relationship, that community belongs in the classroom, that strong women have always been a force to be reckoned with. President Richardson knows we are no longer a hidden gem, but a brilliance to behold. Our students are unique and dynamic, adding life wherever they are planted, covering once worn battlefields with wildflower hope, a block plan that innovated education and dreamed of a new way to learn, and a leader who knows we are all worth fighting for, and a promise that we will never have to fight alone again. Thank you.
Please welcome artists in residence and director of the Colorado College Summer Music Festival, Susan Grace, on the piano, and Benjamin Pai on the trumpet, and Ricky Swem on the baritone saxophone, who will play the inaugural fanfare, which was written by Ofer Ben-Amatz, professor of music at Colorado College. Introducing longtime friend of President Richardson, Jeffrey Robinson, who is unable to join us in person. Please direct your attention to the video on stage.
My name is Jeff Robinson, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Who We Are Project and a friend of Song Richardson's for over 20 years. Song, I'm sorry I can't be there, but I am overflowing with joy for you, with pride at being your friend. And to the folks at Colorado College, your board of trustees, as I understand it, consulted in person and virtually with almost 800 people and were then unanimous about making Song your next leader. And I think that speaks volumes about who she is as a leader, an educator, and an individual. You are a special place, Colorado College, but you are getting a special person to join your group. Well, I've known her for over 20 years, so I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I know about her that you don't. First, did you know that Song Richardson's one of the best trial lawyers in the country? I didn't say litigator, I said trial lawyer. She left a job at the federal public defender to go to the state public defender for less money and more cases because she knew she had to develop her trial skills, especially since she had a horrible fear of public speaking, of being in the limelight. She knew she had to conquer these fears in order to represent her clients at the highest level. And she became one of the best trial lawyers in America, became an instructor at the National Criminal Defense College. And when young lawyers would tell her, I just can't do that, she could look them in the eye and say, yes, you can, because I felt the same way you did. So if you're going to get into a debate with Song, remember, she's cross-examined police officers and federal agents. And if she starts smiling at you, you should get nervous because that means you're really in trouble. She is a brilliant leader that comes to you with a bonus because she's a magnificent person to boot. She is going to help Colorado College continue on the path you have already set. And I got one more thing to tell you about her that I know that you don't. I know what the L stands for in L Song Richardson, but I won't tell you, maybe Song will. Song, I love you, congratulations, and Colorado College, buckle up, because you've got a great ride coming.
We are pleased to have representatives from other higher education institutions with us today. Will the following please stand? Sue Rivera, Lori White, Mary Clark, and Mary Satra. And now, Jeff Keller will take the stage with President Richardson as she officially takes the oath of office.
Okay, it is now my privilege and honor to administer the oath of office to the 14th president of Colorado College, L. Song Richardson. She is committed to the tradition of liberal arts learning and will carry forward the commitments to academic integrity, to intellectual distinction, and to enhancing the college's place in the world of liberal arts education. Traits that have marked her 13 predecessors. President Richardson, will you please come forward? Here you are. We just learned she's not shy, we know that. Song Richardson, as president of Colorado College, I haven't spent much time in courtrooms, thankfully. So let's do this from the top.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready. Song Richardson, as president of Colorado College, elected by its duly constituted board of trustees, do you hereby promise to administer its affairs in keeping with its charter, its tradition, and its history, and insofar as your power lies, to foster and sustain it with the highest standards of intellectual life and public service.
I gladly do so promise.
I now present you with a tangible symbol of presidential authority, the chain of office, which incorporates the Great Seal of the college and was a generous gift from board member Susie Berghardt.
Thank you so much.
Now you say,
And I accept the chain of command in full realization of the responsibilities of this office.
hang on a sec. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you Song Richardson, the 14th president of Colorado College.
Thank you. Thank you. Whew. Thank you so much. Wow. Since joining this remarkable community, I'm often asked, Song, why CC? And I have to admit, I am tempted to say, why ever not? But instead, I thought long and hard about how to encapsulate this thing that we do, this thing that makes us so unique and so very special. And what it comes down to is this. CC, Colorado College, is a place that is willing to take bold action, a place that's willing to take courageous action to ignite our students' potential in order to create a more just world. This is what we do. This is what drives us. And I am here because this is what drives me too. And I have big, audacious goals for us. Because I didn't come here to be comfortable. And that's a good thing, because CC is not a complacent place. We are a place that thinks differently. We dream big and we do difficult things. The block plan is simply one example of that. We were the first college in the country that had the guts and the commitment to pull it off. And I say guts and commitment because the block plan is hard. As the students who are here, I see them nodding, will say. The block plan is hard, but here at CC, we aren't deterred by difficult things, especially when we believe that it will ignite our students' potential. And we know that a CC education does that. Let me just tell you about a couple of our alums, because if I told you about all of our remarkable alums, we would be here for at least a year. So let me start with Cowie Hart Hemmings. She was an English major here at Colorado College. Since graduation, she has become a New York Times best-selling author. Perhaps you've read her book, or seen the movie based on her book, The Descendants? Yes, that's our grad. And that's a movie that won the Oscar for Best Screenplay based on a book. Or how about David Amster Olszewski? So he majored in international political economy, and when he was a student here, he installed his first solar system in a CC building. And upon graduation, he went to business school, but then he decided to leave business school because, as he said, he learned everything he needed to know at CC. He eventually founded SunShare, which is a solar company whose mission is to give everyone access to renewable energy solutions. So our alums are remarkable. What other bold and courageous things have we done in addition to the block plan? 5 years ago, we were the first college in the country to announce an anti-racism commitment. We did it long before it was the trendy thing to do. We did it long before George Floyd's brutal murder sparked a national movement. And since we did it, we have been making progress on our commitment. And we took this bold action because it was the right thing to do. And then, just 2 years ago, we achieved carbon neutrality. We were the first institution in the Rocky Mountain region and the 8th in North America to achieve this. Just let that sink in for a moment. Colorado College, the small, private, liberal arts college at the foot of Pikes Peak, the first in the Rocky Mountain region, the 8th in North America to achieve carbon neutrality. We do bold and courageous things that are not easy to do, but we don't settle for easy at CC. So the block plan, anti-racism, and sustainability, these 3 things will remain pillars of what we do moving forward. But what else will we do? We are currently living in a world that's facing existential threats and challenges. These include climate change, systemic inequities, political polarization, equity gaps, and so much more. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we are also facing threats to our democracy. In the face of these challenges, CC cannot remain complacent. There are just some battles that we simply must fight, which is why last year I asked our community to come together to consider this question: how can we do what we do better? And I can't imagine a more important time for us to ask this question. And despite the challenging year that we had last year, dealing with a global pandemic, did our community fade away? Absolutely not. Our community came together in droves to consider this question: how can we do what we do better? This process will continue this year. It is something that we call Project 2024. I can't wait to see what bold and audacious goals we come up with, because the last time we did this, about 52 years ago, we came up with the block plan. So while I wait for Project 2024 and our community to share with us what we will do next, today, I want to share some of my own bold and audacious goals for CC. And I'll begin with our students, because for our students, I see a lot of you over there. You are the reason we are all here. So I want to begin with our students. The world needs to know about our students. They think differently, they learn differently, they can do anything they set their minds to. The liberal arts education that our community provides, both inside the classroom and outside the classroom, helps them to discover who they are, how to make sense of the world, and their place in it. At CC, they begin learning how to live lives of meaning. And because of the way we teach, our students can immerse themselves in a subject, integrate new knowledge quickly, concentrate deeply for hours at a time. This is their superpower. Let me give you an example. Let me tell you about Lily Chen. Uh-oh. So Lily Chen graduated in 2019. And she credits the block plan with helping her to develop perseverance and the capacity to learn quickly. And she puts it like this in her own words. CC helped me to develop my learning curve, which is especially important for startups. You have a limited runway to find success, so you just need to fail as many times as you can, as quickly as possible. And the reason CC helps you learn that is because the block plan is the literal definition of fast iteration learning. So using the skills, she brought some of these with her, of course. Using the skills that she learned at CC, Lily built a successful startup company just 3 years after graduating. And now I am proud to say she is a member of our board of trustees. Lily, will you please stand? I think you can see why. The world needs to know our students. They need to know what our students are capable of. They need to understand what makes our students unique. Our students and our graduates deserve this. So at CC, we're humble. It's nice to be humble. But the time for being humble has passed. We will no longer be a hidden gem. We're currently living in a world where many aren't comfortable with being uncomfortable. Many people are afraid to speak because they're terrified of being canceled, vilified, or shouted down. Some become defensive and angry when their ideas are challenged. Many are afraid to make mistakes and then to learn from them. I want CC to be a place where crucial conversations about the most important issues facing our world occur. A place where different opinions are welcomed and challenged and debated. A place where we can explore our beliefs, change other people's minds, or even more importantly, change our own. I want us to be a place where we listen first to understand and then to respond. As a civil rights lawyer, a criminal defense lawyer, a death penalty lawyer, a teacher, and a scholar, I have always been willing to stand alone for what is just and what is right, even when, or especially when, it's difficult. That's why I believe we must be that place where these courageous and crucial conversations can occur, because the strength of our democracy depends on it. CC is committed to access. Let me tell you about Murphy Braswell. Murphy came to Colorado College as a freshman from Cuba, New Mexico, a place with a total population of 735 people. He could only attend CC because he received a Barnes Scholarship in chemistry. Murphy experienced culture shock transitioning from a rural public high school to Colorado College, a place where he was surrounded by many students who had greater means and who had attended private schools. By his third day at CC, he stopped talking to his classmates about his successes in high school because they didn't seem as impressive to him anymore compared to the successes of his classmates who had had access to a better education. Imagine how that must have felt. I know what that feels like. Murphy struggled, and then he failed a class. But instead of fading away and getting lost, CC faculty took notice and supported him. He worked hard, he played football, and then, after graduation, he received his PhD in chemistry from the University of Michigan. Today, we are so proud to have Murphy not just as a member of our faculty, but also as a mentor to students from diverse backgrounds, students who struggle with many of the same challenges that Murphy overcame. Murphy, will you please stand? CC is committed to expanding access. You can see why. This means not only expanding access to who comes here as a student, but also ensuring that once our students are here, they have the opportunity to take advantage of everything that we offer here, regardless of their financial means. We already have programs here that support access, like the Colorado Pledge, Stroud Scholars, and Bridge Scholars. But we must do more. CC will become a leader in educational access. Finally, our people are the greatest asset that we have here at CC. So I am committed to ensuring that Colorado College becomes a best place, a best college to work for in the country. Again, this won't be easy, but what could be more important? I'm also committed to increasing our engagement with our many private, civic, philanthropic, and educational partners here in Colorado Springs, many of whom are here in the audience today. Thank you so much for coming. Together, we will continue to grow the vitality of the Springs and contribute to its economic development. Before I end, I want to thank, first of all of you for being here. And when we were thanking people, leaders from other colleges and universities across the country, there was one name that was omitted, and I can't let that stand. So Thomas Parham, where are you? Who is the president of Colorado State University, Dominguez Hills. Thank you so much for being here. Thomas and I are friends from the University of California, Irvine. I just had to say that. A special thanks to everyone, and there's so many of you, I can't name all of you, who worked tirelessly for months to make this inauguration happen. And thank you so much to all of our wonderful performers that you heard here today. I also must thank all of my friends. It felt like an episode of This Is Your Life yesterday, who traveled far and wide to be here with me to celebrate this special moment. Thank you so much. I also want to thank my brothers, my brother Nehemiah, who couldn't make it here from Australia, my brother Stefan, who is here. If you haven't met him yet, he is such a source of humor and inspiration and support. I also need to thank my family through marriage, who has become my family, the Kiefer family, all of whom came here today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I learned my courage from my parents. Unfortunately, my dad is no longer with us, but my mom is. Mom, will you please stand? Stand, Mom. You are the most courageous person I know, Mom. And finally, thanks to my husband, Kurt Kiefer, my partner, my best friend. I couldn't do any of this without you. To our former presidents, I and we stand on your shoulders. To our faculty and staff and our board, your commitment to our students inspires me every day. I am so honored to work with you. As I've said, I have always been willing to stand alone for what is right and what is just. But now I don't have to, because I found CC. Thank you so much.
Please welcome back to the stage, Susan Grace. Please welcome musical artist Jael Mitchell, Colorado College class of 2018.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Oh, is won.
Please welcome to the stage Pastor Tim McConnell of First Presbyterian Church, who will deliver the benediction on behalf of the Colorado Springs community.
President Richardson. Have you heard that before? I am absolutely humbled to be a part of your celebration today, representing an array of leaders who welcome you to this diverse and dynamic community that we call downtown Colorado Springs. Welcome, truly, and congratulations. Yes. I'm going to offer a brief prayer of blessing for CC, which you may receive as a simple gift, or if so inclined, may join me in the spirit of your own heart. Lord, you are gracious and merciful. You are faithful to every generation. You will not turn your back on any who seek your face. We pray your blessing, Lord. I pray your blessing on Colorado College, its faculty, its staff, and students. I pray that you would bless President Richardson with courage, with boldness, with clarity and conviction as she leads. Lord, may the pursuit of knowledge here lead to a love for truth. May the pursuit and growth of character here lead to a deep desire and resolve to work for justice. And may the students produced in this venerable institution step out into our city as collaborators and peacemakers, as bridge builders and partners in a longing, Lord, for a more just and true and beautiful society together. We give you thanks in your holy name. Amen.
Please welcome back to the stage Kate Holbrook, chaplain of Colorado College.
Our president, L. Song Richardson, has been invested. And community, we are charged to work with her to support a shared vision of this amazing institution as we continue to grow together. So in leaving here these words, and I invite you all to prepare yourself in this leaving, however is comfortable for you, whether standing or as you are now. So President Richardson, deeply grounded in leadership, may you always have clarity of vision, strength of mind, courage of heart, and empathy of being. And community, inspired and committed to our shared values of intellect and imagination, equity and inclusion, compassion, integrity, and respect, may we aspire and embody the best of who we are as we stay connected to ourselves, to our hearts, and each other, open to discomfort and challenge, surprise, and to being transformed. And let us go now, and may all that we hold as sacred guide us in joy into this new era and into this new academic year. Amen.
Please welcome to the audience the Gamelan Orchestra led by Made Lasmawan, director. This concludes the inauguration of CC's fourth president, L. Song Richardson. Please remain seated until the presidential procession is complete and join us for a celebration this afternoon on Tava Quad at 12:30 p.m.